Not interested in hiring an 18-year-old kid out of high school and giving him a badge and a gun and expecting him to go out and do the job.
All new at 10, debating police requirements. Leaders in Lackawanna discuss giving potential police officers a chance, even if they're only armed with a high school diploma. Plus, saying no to nuclear. City leaders block a controversial proposal that could impact Buffalo.
We build people's dreams. That's what they say. Where's my dreams now, man? Guess they gone now.
And crushed dreams. ITT Tech shuts its doors for good. What this means for local students.
Live in high definition, this is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 10.
Lackawanna officials are talking about changing the requirements to become a police officer. Someone would only need a high school diploma to take the test. Good evening, everyone. The idea was brought to the table tonight at the City Council meeting. News 4's Callan Gray was there and joins us live with the reasoning behind this idea. Callan?
Melina, this would get rid of the college or military experience requirements, so only a high school diploma is necessary. Applicants would need to be at least 21 years old. This is just an idea at this point, but it would be a big change to current standards. Right now, to take the Lackawanna police officer exam, you have to be at least 19 years old, have a high school diploma or GED, and either at least 3 years of active military experience, or have an associate's degree, or have completed at least 60 college credit hours. Third Ward Councilman Joe Yergy says they started discussing this after a resident brought up concerns at a meeting that the police force doesn't have enough diversity.
This wasn't just a means to try to add diversity to the force. It's certainly one of the drivers to putting it on the agenda for approval. But we'd like to get a broader scope of individuals applying for the job.
We don't need to lower the qualification. We need to make sure the standards are set. They're set high to protect the resident.
Councilman Yergy says they are also looking to include a stipulation that says to get promoted, you would need those 60 hours of college credit. Now, the proposed changes were tabled at tonight's meeting so they can talk with the mayor and police department further. Reporting in the newsroom, Callan Gray, News 4 at 10.
Callan, thank you. New at 10, the Buffalo Common Council rejected a plan to allow nuclear waste to be trucked across the Peace Bridge. The Department of Energy plans to bring in thousands of gallons of waste from Ontario across the bridge into Western New York and down to South Carolina. The council passed a resolution opposing it. The entire process could take 4 years to complete. Several environmental groups are suing to try to block the plan. Drivers navigating the Peace Bridge, around the Peace Bridge, will notice big changes. There is a new roundabout and ramp at Porter Avenue to get onto the Peace Bridge. Also, Baird Drive is being closed in order to help keep some traffic away from the residential areas. And drivers who are passing through U.S. Customs will now be directed to the right-hand side. Neighbors living near the Peace Bridge have complained for years about traffic and air pollution. This new roundabout gives drivers 3 options: head to the Peace Bridge, the northbound interstate, or follow it all the way through LaSalle Park. The goal of this project is to lessen the burden on local streets from Peace Bridge traffic and also reduce air pollution. But one activist fighting for cleaner air says she doesn't see how diverting traffic will improve that. She says the state needs to go further.
Reduce the volume of trucks until you move the trucks. Anything else is like putting lipstick on a pig. You can build another bridge, you can build 15 bridges, you can build a $56 million ramp, you can do all kinds of things, but it doesn't address the one and only issue that should be forefront, and that is the environmental health of innocent residents.
In the state's environmental impact statement, it says it complies with environmental legislation and regulations by the New York State Department of Transportation. And according to the state's research, this project should cut down certain emissions. We have an alert for people living in the southern tier tonight. Frontier Communications says 911 and long-distance service calls will not be available from 11 p.m. tonight until 1 a.m. for a few towns. I have this information tweeted as well. They are putting in some new fiber installation lines. They say people should call their local police or fire departments for ambulance service in case of an emergency during that 2-hour period. Everything should be back to normal by 1 a.m. If it's not, let us know. Well, you can beat the heat at Buffalo Splash Pads. Mayor Byron Brown says they will remain open until Friday because of the hot temperatures we're feeling right now. Meteorologist Kaylee Went is tracking your forecast. Kaylee, is it going to get hotter tomorrow? Is it going to feel the same?
Tomorrow, unfortunately, for those of you who don't like the heat, it will feel a little bit warmer. Overall today, the high temperature was around 85 degrees in downtown Buffalo, but some areas did get a little bit warmer than that. So definitely a scorcher today. You'll notice this gorgeous sunset picture sent in from Cynthia. Just gorgeous orange-red hues because we have pretty clear skies tonight. Now still, to put it into perspective for you, typically we see lows in the mid-60s this time of year, even down into the 50s. Right now, 77 in Wheatfield, 75 in Ridgeway, Cheektowaga still at 78, and heading into the southern tier, temperatures still in the upper 70s in a lot of spots. So a very mild evening is ahead for tonight. Those areas in the southern tier will fall down into the 60s, but the rest of us will stay close to that 70-degree mark. Really muggy outside right now, and as you wake up tomorrow morning, going to feel a little bit of the same. One difference you may see are some rain showers building into western New York, and that's because we've got this system off to the west that will be bringing more rain to our area for tomorrow and Thursday. I'll talk about those details coming up in my full 4-1 forecast.
I'm sad. I really enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed the students. I enjoyed my co-workers, and I'll miss that.
Thousands of students and staff were blindsided today when ITT Technical Institute announced it was shutting down for good. The for-profit school says the recent move by the U.S. Education Department to ban new students who use federal financial aid forced them to close. News 4's Dave Graber talked with a local instructor who's now out of a job.
Today, the Department of Education responded to ITT's sudden closure by telling ITT staff and students that there were, quote, significant concerns over its financial viability, its ability to care for students, and its administrative capacity. The doors at ITT Tech's Gettsville campus are locked, effectively locking out the futures of hundreds of local students and dozens of local instructors.
I'm sad. I really enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed the students. I enjoyed my co-workers, and I'll miss that.
Bill Vincent has worked for the past 8 years as a member of this faculty. He said neither staff nor students were given any advance notice of today's closure.
It's a combination of frustration and disappointment, a little bit of sadness, because the school really did a lot with the students that we had. We did our best job as possible to bring them along and give them some skills and information.
ITT issued a statement earlier today, placing the blame squarely on the shoulders of the Department of Education, saying the government improperly imposed sanctions on the school. They even called the action, quote, inappropriate and unconstitutional. But ITT says they're giving up the fight. The Department of Education says ITT was riddled with problems with its finances, its leadership, and its ability to serve students. The government says in recent years they've also been the subject of several state and federal investigations.
The reputation started to decline, and when the reputation declines, the enrollment starts to decline, and it was a downward spiral.
One of the biggest concerns about ITT's sudden closure is what to do about student loans. The Department of Education says some of those loans could be forgiven. We have more information on our website, WIVB.com. Reporting in the newsroom, Dave Graber, News 4.
A deadly house fire in Cheektowaga is under investigation tonight. Why police say the victim was known to them.